Morning everyone. Just gonna find me on here so as I can see any comments or messages. Says she. Morning. Right, what we got going on here? There we are, we're there. Make that big. Morning, how's everyone doing? Just give a couple of minutes for everyone to come across from Wales. Hello everybody, how we're all doing. We've actually got some sunshine. Julia's right, there's a bit of sunshine here. I don't know how long it will last or how bright it will get, but there is sunshine. We like this. We like this. Good morning everyone. Welcome to the 3 Amigos Sunday in Cornwall. How are we doing? Morning Rosemary. Right, so messages are now starting to come up on my other screen here. Rose, morning. Morning Marg. So, we'll just give it, as I say, a couple of secs for everybody else to come across that might want to come across from Julia in Wales. Morning Jackie. Got all sorts of stuff for you today. Sonia, Mandy, good morning everyone. Nice to hear and see you, as it were, even though I can't see you, but I know you're there, if you see what I mean. Sarah Jane, what's that? Over the bridge, yeah. Tracy, morning. Yeah, how are we doing? Right, so we're all sort of coming over now. Right, okay, so it's 3 Amigos Sunday. Hello. Sunshine out there, although there is grey over here, but there's sunshine out here. And just a moment ago it totally blanked my screen out because it was so bright, so I'm not complaining. With a bit of luck it's raining in Norfolk. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? I shouldn't be like it. And Andy's always in sunshine up there, always shines on the righteous, as they say. So Julia and I are doing all right today. Okay, what have I got for you? So behind, just for starters, I've put up Mabyn Scraps again because you can see I've actually added the other round for this one now. So we were doing this on retreat over at Mabyn, I think last fortnight. I saw you, spoke to you and showed you what was going on. Mine has grown a bit more. I just put it up there periodically for you to fill in for a moment because there's stuff behind it to show you. And for those of you coming on retreat to Ayr, hang on, I've got dates and things here. So Scotland, Ayr, where are we? We are 8th to the 12th of March. And then certainly I'm doing this one at Basingstoke later in March. So Mabyn Scraps. We're going to do a centre. We're not going to do the whole thing because that will take forever. But we're going to do something like that, and I'm going to do up some kits, all sorts of different ones ready for that. So just in case anybody was wondering what we're going to do, Mabyn Scraps, all right? If anybody else is out there and wants to play, there is a pattern. Okay, so there we go. That's Mabyn Scraps. Right, I've got a huge list here today, but whether or not we'll get through it all is another matter. Oh yeah, and for the Mabyn Scraps, this has been really popular, and I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. These are little packs. I'll show you again. I've shown you them before. Of 10" by 3". They're all blue. And then this one here is all sorts of bright colours and mixes. So if you've not got a huge variety in your scraps or your stash, you can supplement if you fancy. If you fancy just all one colour tone, which works very well, there we go. They will supplement your stashes for any reason, not just this, but for any reason. So there we go. So that's Mabyn. So now, I don't know if I'm coming to go. I'm going to take this quilt down because I've got stuff underneath to show you. So 1, 2, 3, Oh, drop it on the floor. That rhymed, didn't it? Okay, so this is what I have been doing the last couple of weeks. All right, so what have we got on here for a minute? Looking forward to the retreat. Yes, Sonia, lovely. We all are, I think. We all need it. If only after all this rain. I'm just going back up my messages just before I go on to this one for you. Gosh, lots of you this morning. So, where did I get to? Oh gosh, there's one. Right, okay, I was at Tracy. So, Debbie, good morning. Jan, Sonia, Kim, Julia, is it sunny? It's sunny enough. I'll go with it as sunny. That will do. Plenty of sun on Norfolk coast. Yeah, just a bit cold. And no, it's not raining. Oh, you're just so lucky up there. It's fabulous. Morning, Abby and everyone. That's Elaine and Sue and Debbie and Pamela. Drizzling Cumbria. Fair enough. Morning, Susan. Stella. Quilt's fantastic. Thank you, Sonia. Lovely. For Basingstoke, ideal. Looking forward to the retreat. 4 weeks today till air. Can't wait. While I'm thinking of it, air. Retreat in air. We're going to do a pyjama party. I think I've told you this before. The plan was for Belfast, but we're doing it in air. All right. So, look what I've got come. I have a lot of hot water bottles. We're going to be doing hot water bottle covers in our PJs. All right. So be ready for that one. So yes, air retreat is up and go. What else have we got there? Can't wait to meet everyone. So good morning from Gloria. Gloria, you won a prize. I'll post it to you next week, darling. I'll go through that in a minute. Sue, morning. Moya, Jackie, Stella, love the blues. Still quilting yours, yeah. Rosemary. Gosh, you're going for it this morning on this lot. Stella, good morning, Bristol, Carol, Susan. Right, I've caught up with everybody. That's it for now. But it's given you a minute to look at this. So this is what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. All right, so very traditional. You know how I do, although I do weird stuff, I do like traditional. And it's using the new ruler. Yeah, is that up the right way? I can't tell. There we go. The new ruler. All right, so there's shapes in the rulers. I don't know if you can see this. I didn't bring my piece of card. I wasn't ready for it this morning. So we've got the diamonds and the hexes and the Dresden plate here. These have all been done English paper, piece over paper, because that's what I like doing. But you could, if you really wanted, do it with fusible web or whatever. Totally up to you. I like it traditional, each to their own. So I've done up a pack for this one. You're going to get a free pattern with it, just a little basic pattern how to. It is going to sort of assume you know a lot of what you're doing. If not, you'll have to contact me. Okay. So, yeah, in that pack, you have got, where are we? I've called it Bluewood Quilt, because it's like a Delft and it's like a Wedgwood Blue and all the rest of it. And I suppose they're all actually probably copyrighted names, so I've called it Bluewood Quilt instead. So to be fair, I've got quite a bit left over, so you could have made this quite a bit bigger. All right, so if that's not big enough for you, you could go a bit bigger. That size finished is about 43 inches square. All right, so it's 50 quid for the pack. So you've got 10 long quarters in there. You've got one fat eighth, which is just your little bit of dark blue that sort of spots it. Okay, and a metre of white, which is enough to do 9 backgrounds. If you want to make it bigger, you need to ask me for a bit extra white. Okay, so we can do that separately. It is on the site if you wanted it. Okay, so that's 50 quid, and there's enough there, obviously, to do your binding. All right, once you've quilted. So there we go. I have to say, I really enjoyed making that one. Bit of old-fashioned goodness. And then the ruler is still on offer at 17 if anybody wants in order to do that. Obviously you don't need to, but if you wanted to, I'll put your shapes in paper in the pattern, but that does make your life so much easier. All right, so that's that one. That's Wedgwood blue, no, I can't call it that, blue wood quilt. All right, so the other thing that we've had going on this week, I'll move this way, daffodil pattern. I showed you it last fortnight. I was in the process. I don't know if I'd finished quilting it or not. I might have, but anyway, so that's that one. And I asked you all for a name for it. Okay, so I actually had 18 suggestions. Thank you so much. That's loads of you that took the time to write your thoughts in comments and all the rest of it. At least 18 is what I found. So what I did was I wrote all your names out with numbers next to you, and I stuck it in a random generator for a number to pick out the name. All right, so it came out, I think it was number 11, I can't remember now. There's a video all over the place. I've posted it everywhere for everyone. Gloria won that one, Gloria Burrows. All right, so Gloria, you've got a kit on the way this week. All right, so there's the kit. They're all now made up, ready to go. Okay, so the kits are £24. And I've put in some lace and bits in there because actually, although it's not on the front one there, if you look here, let me get it and show you, it's easier. Pins, take the pins out, there we go, pins. I've been carried away with some lace, so we've got lace trumpet centres, and there's a few daisies and things in the bottom. So in your pack there's enough lace to centre all of them if you wanted. I thought that was really quite cute, and there's a whole load more daisies that you can put on if you want. Okay, so that one is now actually officially called Dancing Daffodillys. All right, so that was Gloria's name that came out in the pic. That's on your way to it, as I say. That is, if anybody's wanting kits, they're £24. You'll find them over on Abbieanne.com, or there's just a pattern if that's what you want. Patterns, all my patterns are £8.50, so you'll find that. So let me just show you one of my patterns. All right, so you get your requirements list on the back. All right, and then you get the how-to with all sorts of photos and stuff. All right, for you to actually make and succeed. And then you have full-size patterns, because I don't do little things. I can't be doing with little things, but that's just a personal preference. So you've got one sheet that's got all your background and all your measurements on it, and actually showing you applique and stuff. And then there's two full-size that gives you tissue. I think it should be that way round as you're looking at it. But that gives you your applique, your quilting if you want it, and extra stitching, detail and all sorts. So my patterns are not little. It's right, somebody the other day was just like querying what is, what was, why and all the rest of that. Well, unfortunately, yeah, I choose, my fault, to make things quite detailed, and so therefore the printing isn't necessarily the cheapest. But anyway, so that's Dancing Daffodillys. They're £8.50 for the pattern, or as I say, 24 quid for that, over on Abbieanne.com. If when you're over there and you're not finding, if you go into the menu, if you look at the 3 Amigos and specials, you'll find everything on there. All right, there we go. So that's Dancing Daffodils. Right, excuse me. Carol's joined us for the first time. He's managed to find us. Right, what else have we got here? There's the blue Kurt, dirty. Good morning, Abbieanne. Grey damp Bristol. Jonathan, well done, Carol. Susan, beautiful blue quilt. Thank you. Sonia, thank you. Enjoyed the orcas. Excellent. Right, what else have we got? Pretty daffs and patterns are fantastic. Oh, thank you, Gloria. That's kind of you to say. Right, okay, so what else have I got for you? I've had Tree of Life lurking in the corner. I will just mention him. He's not necessarily a new pattern, but he's got new fabrics. I don't know if last time could actually get the fabrics close for you to see. So the background fabric is actually houses and buildings and things. They are up the right way, which I think is actually quite appropriate in behind a tree of life, because most of our lives these days are within society, for want of a better word. All right, so just a reminder that I do have still a few of those kits. They're 21, all right, for that one there. Right, I've got my little lists going on here. Okay, let's go down here. We've done Dancing Daffodillys, we've done Tree of Life, we've done the Ruler. Right, now, what's the time anyway? 1/4 fabric. Like Julia said, we order these things until it turns up we've forgotten. She's very good actually at remembering most of hers. I'm absolutely hopeless. As soon as I've ordered something, he's walked out the door and I've completely forgotten what. So there's new fabric on the website. Okay, I'm going to cut these into, at the minute they're just on as 1/2 metre pieces because they're rather gorgeous, but I will do some packs and things up. All right, so that's a real useful greeny. He's lovely. He's a Lewis and Irene, but he's almost William Morris looking. And then there's this lovely one that is also goes with it. Really, really useful. I can see that as backgrounds, mains, linings, backings, absolutely everything. You'll find them, as I say, on the website. All my websites set up for 1/2 metre pieces, unless it's packs that I've already done for you. All right, so that's those two. Then I am naughty. Brown isn't my favourite colour, but I do actually have to have some in here for people because other people like it. So I found this one that I think is gorgeous. So yeah, it goes with so many things. It's just one odd bolt on its own, but my God, is it useful. I've got it to supplement the other browns that I have in the cupboard here. So if you look on the website, you'll find all sorts of others that are going to go with that. It's almost edible. If it was another colourway, it would be edible, but I love it. For me, as brown is something. Right, so then I was looking at the top and I didn't have a lot of purples. I was running low on purples. So, like we say, we forget what we order. I know that when this particular rep came in, I'm like, oh, I need purple. So, a really useful background purple that sort of shimmers other colours. So I want to say it's almost iridescent. It's not, but it gives that illusion. It's quite amazing. I'll move it around. I don't know if you can see that. But that's really gorgeous. I love that a lot. Who is this anyway? Oh, it's Jason Yenter. That's why I love it a lot. In the Beginning Fabrics. I do like his stuff. Right, so, you know I said about that lovely brown one. Look, is it purple? Now this one I might have to eat. This to me is edible. I think that is just scrummy. Absolutely scrummy. Lots of lovely greens in there as well. People say they don't like green much, but there's green with absolutely everything in this world, so don't ever be afraid of green. Green is very, very useful. And then that other lovely one that goes with it, look. Right, so that's the 3 purples that go with my other purples. I've just realised I'm sat here stroking fabric in front of public. I do apologise. Never mind, we'll put that down, out the way. You should see the mess down here and everywhere. There's loads of it. I was in here at 7 o'clock this morning to finish this one for you. Didn't quite get it done yesterday. Or, I mean, it's not quilted, but yeah. Right, so now there's 2 more here that have come in that I completely forgot about. And I love them. Right, so that, I don't know that you're going to get the colour as well as it is. It's gorgeous, but look at what goes with it. Can you see that? Can you see all those fishes? They are so bright and gorgeous. It's white with, in the background, you've got like, I want to say mirror images sort of swirling around in very, very pale turquoisey. It's not just a plain white background. This is just fabulous, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this, so watch out for that one. The brain is on go for this, and it's just gorgeous. But you'll find them on the website, set on half meter pieces. So that's all Jason Yenter stuff. What's time anyway? 20 past. Right, we got another few questions going on here or something. Let me just catch up. Right, so Sonia, patterns are brilliant. Thank you, that's kind. Morning, Angela. Love the Tree of Life. Thank you, Sonia. Love the blue and white quilt behind you. Colour is very oriental looking. It is. It's very oriental looking. Although it's also very Delft. Which is that Dutch? Or is that English? And Wedgwood. I don't know which is which and who, but it's that lovely clear blue, isn't it? Which we put with white always. I love it. Green fabric, was thinking WM as you showed it. WM. I'm being thick here. I should know what WM is, but I can't, Carol. The brain's gone. Pattern was brilliant. I have several, including the tree of ready for start. I also have the ammonite. Thank you, Carol. Kindly said. Lovely fabrics. Yes, they are. Love the autumn colour fabric. Yeah, it is vibrant. It is very vibrant. Morning, back from Egypt. Oh, how nice. Was it all warm and lovely in Egypt? Took my paper piecing hexes with me. I think I've covered about converted 6. Well done. I'm just, hang on. Having to love your blue quilt. Thank you. Love the greens. Love Jason Yenter fabric. Yeah, I think we all do. Love the dark green. Delft Holland. Thank you. So that means Wedgwood is probably English, isn't it? I'm not sure which, but they're all pretty much the same to me. And then you've got willow pattern, which obviously is Chinesey type stuff, isn't it? Japanesey, Chinesey, Oriental. Beautiful fabric. Hi, Abby. I'll be down in March. Will be lovely to see you. Oh, ideal, Jackie. Not seen you in a long time. That would be lovely. William Morris, yeah. Right, I am going to say down later. I actually had it on the list here to mention, because I don't know how many realise that my husband Paul actually services sewing machines as well. It's a case of if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm all into quilting and doing the rest of it. So he's joined in and he quilts and stuff as well now. But what we find is, obviously we service machines locally if anybody needs it. But we get quite a few people coming down on holiday, would drop it in on their way through, have their holiday and pick it up on their way back. If that suits, bear us in mind was all I was going to say. Thank you for that. Sampford Arundel in Somerset. I teach up there once a month. Just if anybody wants to come and join us, you can come in and out. You don't necessarily have to come all the time. I'm up there as I say, once a month on a Thursday towards the end of the month normally, unless I'm away at a show or something, and then I get an extra one in at a different date. But anyone's welcome to come. You could be a complete beginner. That's fine. I teach beginners all the time. But, you know, if you've got issues with stuff you need help with, or you want to just come in and have a bit of time stitching and doing, just give us a shout. You'd be welcome. All right, so that's in Somerset once a month. A lot of you realise I don't sleep very well. So I've started up a new group on Facebook called Insomni-quilting. It's attached to my Facebook page. So what you'll find is if I'm up in the night, could be early morning, could be middle of the night, could be anything. I quite often go on live for half an hour and I'm just sat there stitching and nattering. So if any of you have issues and you want some company and you're stitching maybe, just give me a shout, come in on live. Yeah, it's usually once or twice a week, something like that. You would be more than welcome. I just wish her away. I'm been doing a lot of hexes, although I didn't do that one in front of anybody. I've kept that one fairly quiet because I've actually quite enjoyed doing that for myself. So yeah, so Insomni-quilting, you are welcome to come and join us. So we've already mentioned the air retreat. That's 8th to the 12th of March. Now, there are a few places left on that if anybody wants to come and join us. We will be having a bit of a giggle and a lot of lovely stitching. Not sure what Andy's teaching, but if you're into that, there's still a few places. And I think there's places on... Andy will correct me on this one when you go and see him in a minute. I think we've got places on Newcastle, and I'm not sure if Coventry we got any or not, but there we go. Welsh show. What's the time anyway? 25, so we've got 5 minutes. 20 to 21st February, 2-day show in Wales. I'll be up there, so will Julia, so will Andy, Craft UK. And then I'm also doing the Glasgow show, 5th, 6th, 7th of March. So if you're around, I'm doing make and take. So I'm gonna have little classes all day long on my stand. I think Pauline's coming with me for that one. So she's going to be doing my stand as such, and I'm going to be teaching all day. So we're doing Japanese folded patchwork, I believe. So yeah, if you're around, come and say hello. And then Mystery Quilt. Mystery Quilt is up and running. If you want to join us, please do so. Noughts and crosses. There's more details and stuff over on my website, all right? Just look up noughts and crosses. Right, I'm just going to whiz through again because we've got a few minutes. So blue one is called Blue Wood Quilt. Okay, so there's kit fabric for that with a free pattern. So it's 10 long quarters, 1 fat eighth, which is the little blues in the middles for the cornerstones, and a metre of white will give you that size. If you want it a bit bigger, you'll have to have a little bit more white. There's probably going to be enough fabric left over to do a couple more, 3 more blocks if you want, and that should be enough to do your binding as well. So that's 50 quid. All right, Dancing Daffodillys, find the right bit. There we go. So that's your kits with extra lacing, or you can have just the pattern. All right, so patterns are £8.50, the kit is £24. So you've got all your fabric in there. You just need to put in some wadding and some backing fabric. All right, so that's that one. Okay, so that's that and that. What time are we? We're 27, got 3 minutes. I've got a flash up come up from Andy on my other one there. What else do I need to tell you about? Ruler. Okay, so that one there has been made using my new ruler that Andy makes for me. On that, it's 4.5 inch square with all your usual sizings, which will do part of your normal 9 patch block. 12.5 inches, you've got an inch ruler there if you fancy a little cabin and stuff. Hexagons, Dresden plates, and there's your diamond for your tumbling blocks or stars. So that at the minute is on offer at 17. All right, and that's what I've used for that quilt there. Put that there. What else do I need to say? Tree of Life, got a few kits left there with the new fabrics. That's 21. Mabyn Scraps, which is, oh, can't get the quilt, but that one there with lots of little blocks as well. That's a pattern, says she. Okay, so that's £8.50 the pattern. And to go with that, we have pre-cuts, which are 10 inches by 3 inches. So there's all sorts of blues. And then there's all sorts of mixed colours, which will go in your scraps and your stash to supplement to make that one if you wanted, or just make them all out of your own. Obviously we've all got an awful lot. If you just want the pattern is good. Right, anything else here? Fiona, yeah, oh Flora, sorry, my eyes, I haven't got my glasses on, sorry darling. I hope to see you there. Fabulous. Do when you find me at a show, please tell me who you are, because I won't remember who's who to what name and how. I just know, oh, I know that face, how are you, hello. Doesn't mean to say I'm going to remember your name. I am hopeless. So please forgive me. But do introduce yourselves, please. Book for Newcastle seems a long way off, but can't wait. Pamela, it's going to be good fun. Looking forward to that one. I was a bit late, so missed the info on your Delftwood. So it's very nice. I like the Dresden. Thanks, Carol. I think I covered that now. So there will be kits. I've not got one made up to show you because I'm going to cut them this afternoon. 10 long quarters, 1 fat eighth and a metre of white will give you that behind with enough for a binding, and possibly you could make it a bit bigger, the amount that's in there, and that's 50. If you want the ruler that I made it with, that's 17 on offer. Okay, so I've got to say goodbye because it's gone time and you've got to go to Andy in Norfolk where it'll be sunny. So go and see Andy, Crafty UK. Have a fabulous weekend. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.